Hey guys, so today you and I are going to talk about peer reviews. So let's get into it. So the question in question was a bit of a story. The person told me that I am working in a company that uses peer reviews, and I was wondering, should I give my teammates full scores? Because hey, you know what? We're a team, right? So the short answer is no, you should not. You should be genuine, if you ask at least me. And the reason why I state this is because your manager isn't dumb. Well, at least I hope so. I mean, some people say that they do tell me that their manager is dumb, but I've never really met someone that's that dumb. If you give every single person on your team in every category just a flawless, perfect record, now one of two things are going to happen here. Either you're going to come off as a ungenuine person, someone who just, you're not genuine, because there's no way that every single person is perfect in every single category, right? And the second thing is that you might come off as not taking this seriously, or that you're trying to suck up or something like that, which pretty much ties into the first thing. Something's going on, like something smells fishy. Nothing's that perfect. And your manager is going to see that, most likely. They're going to figure that out. And at the same time, you kind of push this idea, which I think is very destructive in a way. It's coming from a good place. It's coming from a place of, let's call it team loyalty. And that's something that I can absolutely admire. If you take a look at all of these traditional band of brothers type of, or like sororities or fraternities and so forth, you have this group of people. They have each other's backs, they really take care of each other, and it's all about that group. If you're in that group, they will walk through fire for you, and they will protect you and support you and so forth, and anybody outside is basically an enemy in comparison to being on the inside of this. Now, that can be the sort of mindset that some people have. I'm not saying that this person has this mindset, but it's very similar, that you, regardless of situation, you're going to do your best to give your buddy in this team the best possible. Like, if you have an influence over their situation, you're going to do your best, regardless of situation, to make sure that they succeed, or well, not even succeed, because this is the thing I'm going to build up to. Rather, it's more important to you to keep them, to make them happy, or to do something that you feel is going to be beneficial to them, even though sometimes that's not always true. Now, what I mean is basically that in a similar fashion to how some parents will push pretty much the idea that the only way for them to be good parents is to just allow their kids to do what they want, try to be a little, we call them curling parents, where they try to just sweep the floor in front of, or sweep the ice in front of their kids, so that they will just slide through life, right? Now, this comes more from an emotional state that they have in themselves, rather than it being good for the child. They're basically creating a situation where the child doesn't have to face the same sort of challenges in life that is going to actually make them grow, because challenges does actually make us grow. And in the scenario of this person with this teammate, I'm not stating that you should make life difficult for your coworker, but I'm stating that you should really have a think about what are the things that this person is doing well, really well, and what are the things that you see as a weakness in this individual. Because you may not be in a situation where you want to be kind of letting them, it's not like a kid here. It's not like you want them to fall over or bite on something or touch something warm. It's more about trying to find a way to communicate their own weaknesses so they have something to work on. That is the most emphatic, or that's the most considerate thing you can do, because every person has limitations. Every person has things that they can improve on. Now, the trick here is to choose the right words. That's the whole point, right? That's the difference between someone shutting down and feeling criticized or attacked, and someone feeling this person really wants what's best for me. They really they get me. And because trust me, this person, unless they're really out there and like have no self-awareness, they're going to be able to kind of relate to some of their own weaknesses. And if you're the sort of person who can be very perceptive here and see that, you know what, you're doing these things and these things, and I absolutely love that about you, but this thing here, it feels like you're kind of doing that because of these things here. Maybe if you thought in this manner or did this sort of thing, you would actually get even better results than you are today. That's a genuine answer. That is something that is going to not only impress if you choose the right words, because it all comes down to the wording and the way you communicate. That's going to impress your manager, and it's going to impress your coworker, and most likely they're going to really appreciate that. So what I want you to take away from this is that being kind of, you know, I have your back and I just give you a top notch on everything is actually not that useful. It's almost ungenuine. And most managers in a peer review will kind of just ignore that. Or if it's a company-wide trend, they're going to see that as a problem, just as a, you know, it's an equal problem. Having everything top-notch is an equal problem to having everybody say that everybody's bullshit. Because, I mean, it's the same, it's an extreme. It's not natural. Natural is that there's a range. And the best thing I argue that you can do for your coworker is to have a really hard think and try to be perceptive here. Figure out what they do really well and figure out some things that is holding them back. It doesn't even have to be a bad thing about them. It just might be that they get very emotional when they get stressed, or they are a little bit shy or things like that. And then try to find the right way of communicating that. Usually, I find at least the easiest way to do it is to relate to them first and say that these things I think you're doing absolutely amazing, and this is like, these are things that are a true strength that you have. And then you basically just point out that you could, I think that's the great part about you, but there are a few things that I think that would help you if you improved upon them. And then you very nicely, as I said, the right wording comes down to that, communicate what you think could make them an even better individual than they are today. And just try that, because I think that that's going to give you much better result, and it's going to be a much better thing for your coworker than just telling them, hey, you're just great. Have a great day.